Good morning, students. So, in the last class, I posted you a video regarding paper 6th D optional science. Okay? So, ఈరోజు నేను మీకు సెకండ్ ఇయర్లో 4th పేపర్ అయినటువంటి పెడగాగీ ఆఫ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఎట్ ప్రైమరీ లెవెల్, ఓకే, ఈ పేపర్లో నేను ఒక వీడియో మీకు అందిస్తున్నాను. ఓకే, సో యాక్చువల్లీ దిస్ పేపర్ డీల్స్ విత్ ది టీచింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఎట్ ప్రైమరీ లెవెల్, ఓకే, with the title of Pedagogy of English at Primary Level. Okay, so actually in this paper there are nearly 6 units are there. Okay, so these 6 units are very important and very essential units. Okay, what are the main important topics and important questions are there in these 6 questions I will give you in later. Okay, and the total chapter wise analysis along with the first unit today I will tell you. Okay, the first chapter is issues of teaching English at elementary level. Okay, so in this chapter we will learn about how the English language will be came and exist in our India. Okay, so in the ancient days when the East Indian Company had came to our India for the purpose of trade and commerce, then they have started a small colonies and they have started to converse in their language with the neighbors, kings and other merchants. Okay, starting from that point after 200 years they occupied the entire India and they had been ruling the India by dividing the country into 3 provinces. Okay, after that they established their language and ethics and morals towards the Indians and they started the Christian missionary schools and they inculcated all the ethics and morals by forcefully and by abundantly on Indians. Okay, so how they started and somebody, for example, the famous person William Bentinck has started the English education in India. Starting from that and when we got the independence and after that we have also started the English missionary schools and we have continued the English education. Okay, so that's why all the historical perspectives we will discuss in this chapter. Okay, language acquisition and language learning. So language acquisition versus language learning. Okay, and place of English in the world. Okay, and the English as a secondary language in schools. All those things we will discuss in this chapter. Okay, and let us go to the second chapter, which is teaching learning material and textbooks. Okay, in this chapter we will discuss about the teaching learning material to teach the English subject at primary level. Okay, and the English textbooks. Okay, generally in Telugu medium schools and English medium schools, Telugu medium means which are vernacular schools, and purely English medium schools, how they are using the textbooks. Okay, for example, main prose, poetry and supplementary reader, what are the roles of those books in that English language, all those things we will discuss in this chapter. And the importance of prose and importance of poetry. Okay, so along with different kinds of states and textbooks we will discuss in this chapter. Okay, and next the third chapter is methods and approaches to teaching the English. Okay, here we will learn about different kinds of methods and approaches. For example, see here in methods the bilingual method, okay, and the direct method, okay, Dr. West method, okay, and purely here some approaches also is there, inductive approach and deductive approaches are there. Okay, and what are the main important methods and approaches are there for teaching the English at primary level, all those things we will learn and discuss in this chapter. Okay, and let us go to the fourth chapter, which is classroom transaction process. Okay, here will see the some of the strategies to teach the prose lessons and poetry lessons, and how to teach the supplementary reader, okay, and the role of workbook, okay, homework, and the 4 skills, LSWR skills, listening, speaking, okay, and writing, okay, and reading. All those things, skills will be how to implement in the school. All those things we will discuss in this chapter, okay. And later the planning and material development. Planning means how to prepare a detailed plan for teaching the English for primary level or secondary level or higher secondary level. So generally we will see 3 kinds of plans in this chapter. First is a year plan, and a unit plan, and a lesson plan, okay, basing on the academic standards and some of the objectives, okay. Basing on those things we will plan the teaching a lesson or model of a lesson, okay. And the material also, here how we can develop the material for teaching grammatical point or speaking or listening part or speaking part or reading and writing parts. What are the main teaching aids or materials for using to those chapters or those steps in teaching the English, okay. And let us go to the final chapter, which is assessment or evaluation. So generally we know about the meaning of assessment, okay, test, measurement, and assessment, okay. Test means generally we test the children in a particular subject topic, whether it is a prose or poetry and a supplementary reader or anything, okay. Basing on some rules and regulations, we prepare a small question paper and we will put it in the classroom, and we will take up the answer sheets, and we can assess and evaluate the answer scripts, and we will give the grades or ranks to the children, okay, basing on their performance in that test. And finally evaluation. Evaluation means regarding the 2 years or 3 years or 2 months, okay, in different types of evaluation, how they got the marks, okay, how the students performance, okay, who is the best student, who is the average student, and who is the duller student, whether they achieved the objectives or not. All those things, okay, satisfactorily we can reveal the awards and rewards of the children through the process of evaluation, okay. In the same way, in this chapter we will discuss about the continuous and comprehensive evaluation, okay. What is meant by the CCE, okay, and how the NCF and SCF are recommended for the CCE, okay. All those things we will discuss in this chapter, okay. Let us go to the first chapter, which is issues of English at primary level or elementary level, okay. Actually this first chapter states that how the English language came to India, and how it is existed, and how it is expanded in India, in the total all over the country. All those things we will see in this chapter, okay. First of all, in this chapter we will discuss about the introduction and the objectives of this chapter, and the issues of learning English in a multilingual or multicultural society, okay. What is meant by multilingualism, okay, and what is meant by multicultural society, okay, and how the English language had been came and exist from the East Indian Company to now onwards, before the independence and the after independence, how the English language is expanded in our India. All those things we will discuss in this chapter, okay. And the next topic is the role of English in India in multilingual setting, okay. This is also an important topic, the role of English in India in the multilingual society, okay. And what is meant by multilingualism, okay. The multilingualism as a resource for English language teaching, okay. Here we can understand that there is a method of bilingual method for teaching the English language from one language to another language. By the help of mother tongue we can teach the English language to the children, okay. And here the issues related to teacher proficiency, okay, was one thing we should definitely keep in mind, that each and every English teacher has to adopt the English proficiency, and they have to prove their self, okay, that they are very proficient person in English, and they will speak only in direct method for teaching the English knowledge, English lessons in classroom, okay. That's depend upon the adaptability of the language in each and every teacher, okay. That's why they have to develop their English skills by adapting different channels and different textbooks, okay, by different conversations, okay. And let us see the next topic, which is acquisition of language versus preparing children for examination. So here acquisition, what is mean by acquisition and what is mean by learning, okay. Acquisition is quite different from the learning. Learning means just we listen the language, okay, and we translate that language in our mother tongue, and we will keep in mind and recognize those sentences and proverbs and there some verbs, okay. Literally we can speak little bit English by this learning concept. Whereas acquisition means, okay, unwantedly or wantedly, recognizably or unrecognizably, we can learn the language, okay, by listening or by observing or by hearing, okay, or by touching or by smelling, okay. By observing the nature, we can inculcate the language, okay. This is the process of acquisition of a language, okay. In the same way, see the English as a language of prestige and power. Nowadays, English is playing a vital role in all over the world, which means English has taken the global position for each and every country. For example, if there are only 75 million people are there in the world who speaks the Telugu, okay, and 80 million people are there who speaks the Tamil, okay, and totally nearly 2 billion people are there who are speaks the English language. That's why the English language treats as a global language, okay. So when we learn that language, definitely we will have so many opportunities to work different kinds of jobs in the other countries and other continents also. That's why English is called as a continental language or a global language, okay. And next, the policies of teaching English in India, okay, and the key factors affecting second language acquisition. What are the main factors are affecting for acquisition of secondary language, which means here the secondary language means English, okay. There are some barriers and some of the factors, for example, socio-economic, linguistic factors, okay. And the physical factors are also responsible, and they adapt to the barriers or some problems while learning the secondary language. So how can we have to overcome them, and how can we have to adapt to that second language? What are the ways are there, okay. All those things we will discuss in this concept, okay. And next, the teaching English as a second language, okay, teaching English as a second language. So here some of the factors, okay, which help to learn the English as a second language, okay. And for example, developmental factors, socio and economic factors, and psychological factors, etc. What are their barriers and what are their limitations and their improvements, okay, and their essentials, all those things we will learn in this chapter. And next, the nature of language learning versus acquisition, okay. Here what is meant by language acquisition, language learning. Next, interrelationship in between language acquisition and language learning, okay. And finally, in this chapter we will discuss about the pedagogy of comprehensible input, okay. This is the final chapter in this lesson. Here the language is also plays a vital role as an input for understanding the society and the global cultures and the global traditions, okay. So here the reflections on the hypothesis and its teaching implications, okay, on teaching the global language or English, okay. Okay, these are the some of the important topics or the total subunits of the first chapter, okay. I will explain you in each and every topic, okay. The important topics need for examination purpose. I will reveal you and I will tell you in the later classes. Okay, thank you children. Thank you for watching this class. Okay, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Okay, thank you students and thank you very much.